Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Keely, and I'm having an allergy attack again. Welcome to Kansas. My eyes are like so watery. They hurt so bad, so I didn't put very much makeup on today because I was just like, I can't see anything. I can't breathe. Is this what it feels like to die? I got these Nashville hot Cheetos, and at first I was like, but now I think they're really good. So, it's just, that's just my mood right now. I just want to be indecisive about things, and I just want to be able to breathe. Okay, so today, to take my mind off my misery, I thought we could watch this video called 10 Performances That Went Wrong Live. Me with my musical theater awards, because I was a professional musical theater performer since I was 7 years old. And I guess retired when I had some bad complications from kidney failure, and then no one really wants to book you in a show if you might end up in the hospital, and then they'd have to cancel, and it'd be like a whole thing. So I think I'll come out of retirement and get back on stage once I get my kidney transplant. I can't talk today. Maybe there's something else going on with me. I don't know. I definitely need dialysis. I have dialysis tomorrow, and sometimes if my blood just isn't getting cleaned enough, I can get toxins can get into my brain and make things a little, I get a little slow and a little confused. But I think we're okay. I have dialysis in a few hours, so I'll be good. I just wanted to watch this video because it looked interesting, and I've had some crazy stuff happen during performances, but I guarantee nothing as crazy as what is going to be in this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we can just get straight to the video. Let's go. Okay. Do you guys like my new pink mic cover? I got a little bow. I'm trying to figure out what to do back here, so we're working on it. I'm going to take my flag down and put something else up there. Let's start.
People were overnight after a crowd surge at Travis Scott's Astro.
Ooh, that was bad. I remember that. Turn this up.
Live music is often a celebration of sound and emotion, but sometimes things go terribly wrong. Accidents, tragedies, and poor decisions have marred some of the most iconic performances in history.
Fans have crowded the Astrodome to hear two super groups tonight. Guns N' Roses and Metallica are hitting our stage.
Whether due to equipment failures, dangerous stage effects, or unsafe conditions, these events serve as sobering reminders of how quickly a joyful experience can turn into a disaster. Today, we'll take a look at everything from the tragic accident at a Curtis Mayfield gig to the pyrotechnic show that led to disaster and 10 performances that went wrong live. Number 10. Curtis Mayfield's tragic accident at Wingate Field. Curtis Mayfield, a renowned soul singer and activist, was at the peak of his career when tragedy struck during a performance at Wingate Field in Brooklyn in 1990. Mayfield, known for his powerful voice and music that spoke to both personal and political struggles, was set to perform when disaster struck. As he was being introduced, heavy winds caused scaffolding above the stage to come loose and fall, striking him in the back.
No.
The injury was catastrophic. Mayfield was left permanently paralyzed from the neck down. While others at the event were also injured, including a young girl, Mayfield suffered the greatest toll. In a remarkable display of resilience, Mayfield continued to record music, despite being confined to a wheelchair, by lying flat on his back to allow his chest and lungs the space to sing. His perseverance through such an unimaginable challenge made his continued musical contributions even more inspiring. The accident occurred just before Mayfield was to take the stage for a performance at the annual Wings of Love concert in Brooklyn. The stage
crazy.
scaffolding was not properly secured, and the powerful winds that day caused it to collapse onto the singer. The sudden,
not good.
tragic accident sent shockwaves through the music community. Although the injury left him paralyzed, it did not diminish Mayfield's commitment to his craft. His strength and determination in the face of such a devastating blow captivated his fans and peers alike. Following the incident, Mayfield entered a lengthy period of recovery. His family, friends, and medical team supported him through the challenging process, but he soon found ways to adapt to his new physical limitations. With the help of technology and dedicated studio professionals, Mayfield continued to make music, despite the physical toll of his injury. He recorded several albums while lying flat on his back, using special equipment that allowed him to continue singing in the same soulful, powerful voice that had made him a legendary figure in the music world. In the years after the accident, Mayfield was honored for his determination, not just for his musical legacy, but also for his advocacy work in the civil rights movement. His activism was an integral part of his identity.
Very
and even
important.
as he struggled with his paralysis, he remained committed to social justice causes. Mayfield used his platform
Good
to
for him.
continue promoting political and social change,
Awesome.
raising awareness about issues such as poverty, inequality, and the plight of marginalized communities.
We love
his
him.
activism, paired with his personal resilience, further solidified his legacy as a trailblazer in both music and civil rights. Mayfield's ability...
That's someone who is just like remarkable to me. That's someone who is the true definition of like a hero and just like an example of how you can really persevere through anything. And if you have enough love and passion for something, to not give it up just because your circumstances have changed. Like I still do, recordings of me doing musical theater songs, and they don't get a lot of views, but I upload them on here and I upload them, on my TikTok. Just because I don't want to quit doing this thing I love, which is singing and musical theater, just because I'm sick and I couldn't walk for a while. And so I definitely understand. I wasn't able to walk for a while either. And it's you really take for granted how easy it is to get around when you're able-bodied, but it's good to still have your hobbies and things that you love, because that's really what keeps you going. You have to feel like a normal human and have things that you enjoy, or else you just turn into a shell of yourself, and you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose yourself. Come on.
To overcome his physical limitations and continue to contribute to the music world and his community was nothing short of remarkable. Though he was never able to perform live again, his post-accident music continued to inspire generations of fans. The tragedy at Wingate Field did not define Curtis Mayfield's life, but it did highlight his remarkable strength and perseverance, which only added to the profound impact he had on both the music industry and the fight for social justice. He passed away in 1999, but his influence is still felt today. The Curtis Mayfield story remains a testament to the enduring power of music, resilience, and activism. Number 9. Pyrotechnics caused the station nightclub.
Number nine. I had to, I'm sorry.
Disaster.
Oh, this was so bad.
Pyrotechnics can add an exciting element to a live performance, but in a small, crowded venue, they can be deadly.
This video is so sad.
In February 2003, the rock band Great White was performing at the Station nightclub in West Warwick, Rhode Island. During the show, the band used pyrotechnics, which ignited the...
I just recently, like maybe 2 days ago, watched the actual video of this. Oh my God, it was so sad. It showed up after the video of that guy that was driving through that tunnel in Wyoming, and he had to like kick out the windshield of his truck to get out, and you can hear people like burning. It's horrible. But yeah, this came up right after that. I don't even know. It must have been on like Reels or something random, because I have a weird algorithm over on Instagram Reels. Even though I just look for cute animal videos, it's bizarre. But Yeah, so this video popped up and it was really sad. It was crazy
Flammable
how
acoustic
big that
foam
fire
lining
got
the
so
walls of
fast.
The club. The foam, made of cheap polyurethane, violated building safety codes, making the fire spread with alarming speed. Within 6 minutes, the entire building was engulfed in flames.
Did they not have a fire marshal check anything like before the concert? Also, if you're gonna have pyrotechnics, like you have to have like they're very specific about if you have pyrotechnics, you have to have a fire marshal come in and they have to make sure that there are fire exits and that the ceilings aren't too low and it's not going to be packed with too many people. And you have like walkways to get through in case, of emergency, blah, blah, blah. And also you have to get like permits to use those pyrotechnics, especially on stage in an enclosed area. And those are clearly like pretty high pyrotechnics. And I'm guessing that stage had some kind of, I don't know, cheesecloth or some kind of, I can't think of the word right now. Oh my God, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's like the gauzy type, like, I can't think of it right now. There's a couple of different things that usually are hung from stages. Even like there's electrical equipment and wires and stuff. But like to have those pyrotechnics, it caught something. I'm assuming that the ceiling of the venue on fire, and that fire spread so insanely quick, and it was really crazy how like intense that fire got. Sad.
Or exits, panic set in, and most of the audience of 420 people rushed to the front door, causing a deadly crush.
Oh, that's terrifying. Like, look how fast that
100
spread.
lives were lost,
Oh, God.
and over 200 others were injured. This
Sad.
incident remains one of the deadliest nightclub fires in U.S. history, and serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of unsafe pyrotechnic displays in confined spaces. The fire spread so quickly because the building was not adequately equipped with fire suppression systems, and the materials used for soundproofing were highly flammable.
Yeah, I knew there was
Polyurethane
something.
foam, which lined the walls and ceiling of the club, created a flashover
I knew
effect
there was
when
something.
ignited, causing the fire
Muslin
to spread
is what I
almost
was thinking
instantly
of.
throughout the venue. The lack of proper fire-resistant materials made
guys.
it
I can't
nearly
breathe.
impossible for the fire to be contained once it started. The club's building codes were outdated, and it had been grandfathered into
face
its current
is so
status,
puffy.
which meant that certain safety measures that would have been required in newer buildings, like fire sprinklers and flame-retardant materials, were not present.
I would say the size of the building.
No one should have let them have pyrotechnics.
As the fire consumed the building, panic set in among the crowd. The 4 exits were not sufficient to accommodate the large crowd, and some were blocked by the fire itself. Many patrons attempted to flee through the front entrance, creating a deadly bottleneck as people were unable to escape in time. The narrow exit paths, compounded by confusion and smoke, made it difficult for anyone to leave the building quickly. Several people who were trapped inside were later found in the stairwells and bathrooms, some attempting to escape but overwhelmed by smoke inhalation or the intense heat. In the aftermath, the station nightclub fire drew nationwide attention to safety standards for live events, particularly the use of pyrotechnics in small, enclosed spaces. The disaster led to increased regulation of pyrotechnic displays, with stricter laws implemented regarding their use in public venues. The fire prompted the introduction of new fire safety codes and laws, including the requirement for all venues with a capacity of over 100 people to have fire sprinklers installed, even in older buildings. Additionally, many states began to revise their rules regarding the materials used for soundproofing and acoustic treatments, requiring the use of fire-resistant materials to prevent a similar tragedy from happening again. The survivors of the station nightclub fire faced not only physical injuries, but also emotional trauma. Many survivors were left with long-lasting psychological scars,
PTSD.
and the victims' families struggled to cope with the loss of their loved ones. Lawsuits followed, resulting in settlements that helped provide compensation for the victims and their families. In the years following the fire, memorials were created to honor those who died. and the survivors became advocates for fire safety and stricter regulations for live venues. This tragic event underscored the importance of safety in public venues, particularly those that host large crowds. It also
When was
demonstrated
this? In
the
like
need
2003,
for
I
rigorous
think?
oversight when it comes to the use of pyrotechnics, ensuring that safety precautions are strictly enforced to prevent further disasters. The station nightclub fire remains a powerful lesson in the dangers of
So
neglecting
cold.
safety standards and the devastating consequences that can result from a single preventable error. Number 8. The Beverly Hills Supper Club
Ooh,
Fire.
I don't know.
The Beverly Hills Supper Club fire of May 1977 was another devastating tragedy linked to poor safety measures. On that fateful night, actor and singer John Davidson was performing at the club located in Southgate, Kentucky. The venue, which featured a cabaret room and several reception halls, was packed with over 3,000 patrons, far exceeding its safety capacity of 1,500. A fire broke out in one of the rooms, and due to a range of safety violations, it quickly spiraled out of control. The building's exits were limited.
I'm not gonna lie, he said Beverly Hills a couple of times, so then when he said they were in Kentucky, it threw me off a little bit. I was like, oh, I thought you were talking... Okay, it's the name of the establishment. I understand.
Its wiring was dangerously outdated, and there were no sprinklers, firewalls,
no.
or working fire alarms. These conditions contributed to the chaos, leading to 165 deaths and over 200 injuries. The
Man, you
aftermath
can't do
revealed
shit
just how
outside
many
anymore.
regulations had been ignored, making this one of the most tragic nightclub fires
You can't
in
go
US
anywhere
history.
anymore.
The disaster left a lasting impact on the community, and the town of Southgate, along with the state of Kentucky, was deeply affected by the loss. The
like
event
5
also
a.m.
led to heightened awareness and changes in safety protocols for public venues across the country. The fire began in a small room behind the club's main stage, likely due to faulty electrical wiring. The building's
me.
lack of proper fire exits meant that many patrons were trapped inside when the fire rapidly spread. Panic ensued, and many people attempted to flee the building, but the insufficient number of exits and the overwhelming crowd left people unable to escape in time. The fire quickly engulfed the club's main cabaret.
Oh, an ad.
Presenting Home Chef Oven Ready Meals. They're as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Combine the pre-chopped,
A room which had no adequate means
Oh my
of
God.
ventilation, and the dense smoke caused widespread
These
confusion
allergies
and
are so bad.
disorientation. In addition to the inadequate fire prevention measures, the building's poor structural design played a role in the rapid spread of the flames. The wooden frame, combined with the lack of a sprinkler system and fire-rated walls, allowed the fire to travel quickly through the venue. Some reports suggest that the fire could have been contained more easily had the club adhered to fire safety codes and had proper preventative systems in place.
Yeah.
However, without sprinklers and with the exits blocked or jammed, evacuation was nearly impossible for many.
That's sad.
The fire was one of the deadliest nightclub disasters in the United States, drawing national attention to the
That's
lack
sad,
of
man.
fire
It's
safety
not
regulations
cool.
in entertainment venues. In the wake of the tragedy, fire codes and safety regulations across the country were overhauled. Local authorities began enforcing more stringent laws on the number of exits required for venues, the installation of fire alarms and sprinklers, and the inspection of electrical systems to prevent such disasters from occurring again.
I hope I'm
In
not getting
particular,
sick.
Fire codes were revised to require a greater number of exits based on the size of a venue, and public safety campaigns emphasized the importance of building regulations in protecting lives. In addition to legislative changes, the fire also sparked an increased focus on emergency preparedness for large crowds in public spaces. Venue managers and performers were urged to prioritize crowd control and safety protocols, as the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire underscored the deadly consequences of neglecting such measures. The disaster not only devastated the local community, but also left a lasting mark on fire safety regulations in public venues across the U.S. The tragic...
Is a supper club like a place where you go have dinner and then you can like, there's like a bar or like a club attached to it, like where you can like, or is it like a country club? Like what? That term's a little outdated, so I don't know what, is it just like a fancy place to have supper? They have to be a part of the club? Like what? Someone please explain to me in the comments what a supper club is. I mean, I'm sure I know. I don't know what like the modern context would be. I'm very tired. It's like 5 a.m. I've been working on keeping my health insurance and doing paperwork all night long, so I am stressed out. I'm very stressed out. I need to get out of this country, but yeah, so I have not been sleeping well. I've been having a lot to do, so I'm a little out of it. Excuse me, guys. I'm not doing great right now.
The importance of maintaining strict safety standards and
my
proper
dialysis
emergency
brain is
planning in
real
large
bad.
public spaces. Number 7.
Who's like the little
Stage
banana guy?
collapse at Pukkelpop Festival.
Uh-oh.
The Pukkelpop Festival in Belgium is known for hosting incredible music performances each year, but the 2011 event was marked by a tragic incident that shook everyone involved. During the festival, shortly after the American band Midwesterns took the stage, a powerful thunderstorm struck the area.
Oh, I was going to say
reached
winds.
up to 106 miles per hour, uprooting trees and causing chaos.
That's like an EF0 tornado. What's an EF1? Maybe it'd be an EF1. That's like the wind speed of an EF1 tornado. That's crazy.
The storm hit with such force that it knocked over tents, lighting towers, and sound equipment.
That's
the
a
worst part of
derecho.
the storm was the collapse of a stage, which resulted in the deaths of 5 people and left approximately 140 others injured. Witnesses described scenes of panic as the wind intensified. Dark clouds rolled in, and hailstones as large as half an inch started pelting
if I've ever
the crowd.
seen one.
The winds caused the structure of the concert tent to fail, and several people were tragically struck by falling metal girders and scaffolding. In a grim coincidence, this disaster occurred just 5 days after another stage collapse at the Indiana State Fair, which added to the growing concern over safety at outdoor music events. The tragic event at Pukkelpop brought the issue of severe weather risks at outdoor festivals into sharp focus. The storm that day was not only powerful but also highly unpredictable. In the aftermath, many questioned whether enough safety measures had been taken to prepare for such extreme...
That's why I'm glad I'm a storm chaser, because like I just need to look up and see that something's happening and I'm out of there. Also, this is why they need to not get rid of people from the National Weather Service and NOAA and the SPC like they've already been doing. They've been already firing meteorologists and people from the National Weather Service. Who the fuck do they think issue the watches and warnings? Who do they think we call in to give a visual to so they can get the sirens turned on with emergency management? Who do you think does all of the forecasting for all of the weather all year and keep people safe every storm season? They just cut so many people and cut so many parts of those agencies right before severe weather season, and people are going to die. Sorry, I had to just complain because these kind of mistakes happen when you don't have a reliable team of meteorologists and forecasters and storm chasers and spotters and weather personnel. Like, it's insane.
Extreme weather. The Pukkelpop organizers had previously been praised for their careful planning, but this incident demonstrated the need for further precautions regarding the safety of both structures and attendees.
They need a Met on there.
In the face of sudden and severe weather conditions, emergency services were quick to respond, and the festival grounds were quickly cleared to make way for medical teams. Despite their efforts, the physical damage to the site was immense. The collapse of the stage was particularly devastating,
scary,
with metal poles and debris strewn across the area. Survivors reported the intense fear and confusion they felt when the storm hit, as there was little warning before the storm intensified. Many people were unable to escape the falling debris, and those who could sought refuge in whatever shelter was available. The impact of the Pukkelpop tragedy was felt not only in Belgium, but also across the global music festival community. It prompted a reevaluation of safety standards and emergency response plans at festivals, especially those held outdoors in areas prone to severe weather. Many event organizers began to develop more robust contingency plans, including better weather monitoring, structural reinforcement for stages and tents, and more detailed evacuation procedures for large crowds. In addition,
Three Dog Night was supposed to play in Wichita at Riverfest one year, and my mom was like, we have to go see Three Dog Night, because it was my mom's first concert back in like 1968, and my grandpa stood in line with her the whole time, and he was complaining about the kids smoking grass, and he just like did not want to be there, but my mom loved it, and I love Three Dog Night, so we went, and they canceled it for wind. And I was pissed at the time, but now, like, as an adult, I understand, because wind can be so incredibly dangerous for a large concert with all the equipment. Yeah, with all the tents, the people, the scaffolding. It's just too dangerous. So,
festival
still haven't gotten to
goers
see him,
were
though.
urged to consider personal safety.
My mom has.
With some events adding weather alerts and advisories for attendees. Pukkelpop 2011 is now remembered as one of the deadliest incidents in the history of European music festivals, and the memory of the victims has led to more careful consideration of weather-related risks in outdoor events. The tragedy also highlighted the crucial importance of disaster preparedness and the vulnerability of massive outdoor gatherings in the face of unpredictable natural events. Number 6.
Little Dragon.
Chaos at Altamont Speedway Free Festival.
I know this one.
The Altamont Speedway Free Festival
Hells Angels showed up, right?
was meant to be a free-spirited, peace-filled music festival that rivaled Woodstock. Instead, it became infamous for its violence and tragic deaths. The festival featured major musical acts,
The death of
including
the
headliners,
hippies.
the Rolling Stones, as well as Santana and Jefferson Airplane.
I love all of them.
However, the event quickly spiraled out of control due to a combination of overcrowding and poor security decisions. In an ill-fated move, the organizers hired the Hells Angels to provide security.
Altamont is like the OG Woodstock 99, but like crazier, because they had the fucking Hells Angels doing security. If anybody had been reading Hunter S. Thompson's book that he literally wrote by hanging out with the Hells Angels, they would know that's a bad idea.
In exchange for $500 worth of beer. This decision led to disastrous results, as the crowd, which was estimated to be around 300,000 people, pushed forward to get a better view of the low stage. The Hells Angels responded by using pool cues and other makeshift weapons to force people back. The tense situation escalated, and violence erupted. At least 4 people lost their lives, including the tragic murder of Meredith Hunter, who was stabbed by a Hells Angel after drawing a gun in the crowd. The chaos also led to numerous injuries, arrests, and 2 hit-and-run accidents. The Altamont Free Festival remains one of the most disturbing examples of overcrowding, poor planning, and lack of proper security at a large music event. The Hells Angels' involvement in the festival was a significant factor in the escalating violence. While they were known for their tough, rebellious image, their presence at a music festival was controversial from the start. Initially hired as a form of protection for the event, the Hells Angels quickly turned from security to aggressors, heightening the already volatile
they're a bunch of thugs.
Their violent actions against festival goers, especially those simply trying to enjoy the music, shocked many. As the band performed on stage, the rising tension in the crowd and among the security team turned the event into a nightmare. Beyond the infamous murder of Meredith Hunter, the festival also witnessed several other disturbing incidents. One of the most notable was the interaction between members of Jefferson Airplane and the Hells Angels. When a member of the band, Marty Balin, tried to intervene during the escalating violence, he was punched by a Hells Angel,
voice. Leave him
worsening
alone.
the already volatile situation. The festival, meant to embody peace and unity, had instead descended into a lawless, dangerous environment. In addition to the loss of life and injuries, the festival also had lasting
Marty Balin is
and
a
social
singer of
ramifications.
Jefferson Airplane, the
It
male
marked the end
singer.
of the peace and love era that had defined the 1960s counterculture. The festival's chaotic nature led many to question the viability of...
The only thing I have as a criticism for Jefferson Airplane is that they do have a song where he sings, I ought to get going. I should stay here and love you more than I do. But you're so much younger than I am. Come up the years and love me, love me, love me. And it's a younger girl keeps hanging around. One of the prettiest childs ever found. It's something, it's like somebody help me before I fall apart, or something like that. And it is clearly about a guy who wants a young girl who's far too young for him. And I remember listening to it, like, probably when I got to college, and I actually sat and listened to that song, and I was like, oh, this is awkward, but I still love Jefferson Airplane. I have so many other vinyl over there. I have Surrealistic Pillow. I have so many. I have Volunteers. I love Jefferson Airplane. My mom saw Grace Slick when she was 9 months pregnant.
Free, large-scale outdoor music events without
Dancing like a
proper organization.
hippie.
In the years that followed, concert promoters and organizers began to take more
Was that
precautions
Jim?
regarding security, crowd control,
Didn't the Doors
and
play
the
here?
safety of
I love Jim
attendees.
Morrison.
Altamont has since become a symbol of the dangers of unregulated, overcrowded events. It remains a
If I lived in the same time period as Jim Morrison, I would not be able to handle myself. Like, I would literally be feral. He is the most beautiful man that's ever graced this earth. He's Jim Morrison. I wouldn't have been able to handle myself. I would have probably passed out.
cautionary tale of how poor planning, bad decisions, and lack of control can turn a festival that was meant to be a celebration of
The
music
rolling
and freedom
I can't
into
tell
a
you.
tragedy.
It's hard for me to see.
Time for the fancy
My eyes
topic.
are messed up, guys. I
During
can't
live
see
performance,
shit.
Singer Katy Perry was caught off guard when a planned stunt went
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Look
I
at this.
shouldn't have laughed at that. I can't
94%
stand
of people believe
Katy
company
Perry.
culture is important to an
Cannot
organization's
stand
success.
her.
horribly wrong. As part of her dramatic performance, Perry was supposed to interact with a prop that was designed to create a visual effect. However, the prop malfunctioned, causing her costume to ignite unexpectedly.
Oh,
the
shit.
flames quickly spread to her outfit, leading to a shocking moment on stage.
Oh, damn.
Perry immediately
They have a video.
reacted, clearly in distress, but the quick-thinking stage crew rushed to her aid. The flames were extinguished within seconds, and she was unharmed.
Please tell me
Despite
they
the
used an
terrifying
extinguisher.
moment, Perry kept her composure and reassured her fans that she was fine, turning the incident into a show of strength and resilience. The audience, initially stunned, later applauded her
Show the
courage.
video.
The incident became a viral sensation, but thankfully, it ended without any serious injuries. How do you think Perry handled the situation? Do you think live performances are too risky?
I don't
in the
know.
age
Let me
of
see the
stunts and
video.
Special effects? Let us know in the comments with the hashtag fancy.
I'm gonna have to look up the video on Reddit.
Number 5. Overcrowding at Big Beach Boutique. 2. Big Beach Boutique
That's a lot of
2,
people.
held in 2002 by DJ Fatboy Slim in Brighton, England, is a stark example
Funk
of how
Soul
free
Brother,
events can
check it
quickly
out
spiral
now.
into disaster when they
Funk
attract
Soul
an
Brother,
overwhelming
check it
crowd.
out now.
Originally, the expected attendance was around 60,000 people. However, the actual number that showed up was a staggering 250,000. This massive surge in crowd size created an environment ripe for chaos.
Yeah.
Authorities initially considered canceling the event, but ultimately decided against it, fearing a riot if they
All
did
these
so.
people turned
As
out
the
for Fatboy
performance went
Slim?
on, the rising tide started to cause issues, with some people being swept
Uh-oh.
out to sea. The situation worsened with the crowd's heavy drug use, inebriation, and general unruliness. Helicopters were even deployed to patrol the shore.
Yeah, let's put a bunch of people who are rolling and possibly on a bunch of other shit, including alcohol, by a big old beach. This was poorly planned.
Rescuing unconscious fans who had been swept away by the waves. The night ended in tragedy, with 2 people losing their lives, one from a fall
I'm
and another
surprised.
from a heart attack.
Surprised there's only 2.
Over 160 people were injured, and 11 were hospitalized.
Surprised no one drowned.
The event also saw 6 arrests. Big Beach Boutique 2 serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of overcrowding at outdoor events, especially when not properly managed. In the aftermath, the event raised significant questions about crowd control and event safety. The lack of proper barriers, security, and clear evacuation routes proved to be major factors in the chaos that unfolded. While large music festivals are typically prepared for large crowds, the unexpected attendance spike was far beyond what organizers could handle.
Man, that's crazy.
Marked a turning point in how outdoor events are planned, leading to more stringent safety measures being put in place for future festivals. In the years following Big Beach Boutique 2, many events began to implement advanced crowd management systems, including pre-event ticketing, crowd barriers, and greater coordination with local law enforcement. Additionally, the role of drug use at large gatherings gained more attention, and many event organizers began working closely with local authorities to prevent illegal substances from entering these environments. The event also highlighted the vulnerability of open-air venues, especially those located near water, where the combination of large crowds and unpredictable natural elements can create dangerous situations. Public safety campaigns and increased emergency response teams became standard practice at major outdoor events in the years following. Despite the tragedy, Fatboy Slim, Norman Cook, continued to be a prominent figure in the music scene, but he and other DJs became more aware of the risks associated with large gatherings. Big Beach Boutique 2's legacy has shaped how massive festivals are organized today, with safety and crowd management being at the forefront of planning and logistics. Number 4.
Sometimes.
Crowd crush at Astro World Festival.
Unless it was this one. I watched this when it was happening. It was really freaking sad.
The Astro World Festival in 2021 became the site of a tragic crowd surge that resulted
I love
in
Travis
multiple
Scott.
fatalities and injuries. The performance by Travis Scott at the outdoor venue was meant to be a high-energy event, but it quickly turned deadly. Leading up to the concert, concerns about crowd control were raised by both attendees and staff. Poor security measures, a lack of proper barriers, and underprepared...
When people were just rushing in and just like busting past the gates and shit. Just a bunch of yee ass fucking bitch ass little dorks just flooded in there and crowded everyone.
Staff all contributed to the chaos.
Like this.
With 50,000 eager concert goers gathered, anticipation for Scott's set
He
was
likes to
high,
encourage
but the
that
lack
kind of
crowd management
activity.
only heightened the danger. When Scott took the stage, the crowd surged forward, and within half an hour, the situation escalated.
So sad.
The performance
So
was
scary.
temporarily paused twice as the crowd became uncontrollable, with an ambulance trying to make its way through the masses. Tragically, the incident resulted in the deaths of 10 people and left 25 others hospitalized, with countless more suffering minor injuries. It was a heartbreaking event that brought serious attention to safety protocols at large music festivals. Number 3.
I just remember how I felt when I woke up from CPR and like they were doing so much CPR. I can't even watch it be done to people. It makes me feel like my chest plate's broken. But like I couldn't watch the footage from that was really hard to watch because there were a lot of people getting CPR and it's not a pretty thing to see done.
Riding at the Guns N' Roses and Metallica tour.
I wonder if they're going to bring up Vegas.
In the summer of 1992, two of
that
rock's
Route
biggest
891
acts,
or
Guns N'
whatever,
Roses
Route
and
81.
Metallica, co-headlined a stadium tour that became infamous for its chaotic and violent outcome.
I really fucking hate Metallica. Sorry, I'm probably going to lose followers for that. I just really don't like Metallica. I feel like if you're a musician, you either like Metallica or you don't like Metallica. And I'm just in the camp of musicians that I don't like Metallica. That's all there is to it.
The concert on August 8th at Montreal's Olympic Stadium was marked by a series of unfortunate...
Oh my God.
You need to download it. It's a free Chrome extension that blocks ads on all your favorite sites. It even blocks ads.
Get out my face.
Fortunate events that led to a riot. The night began with Metallica taking the stage, but their performance was abruptly cut short when a pyrotechnics accident severely injured their lead singer, James Hetfield, sending him to the hospital. After the delay, Guns N' Roses finally took the stage, but their set was much shorter than expected. Axl Rose, the band's notorious...
Oh my god, one time... Who's the fucking singer of... Oh, never mind, different band. Never mind.
Difficult frontman cut the show short after only 9 songs, much to the frustration of the crowd. When Rose slammed down his microphone and stormed off, the angered audience...
This is not my type of music.
Around 2,000 concert-goers rioted, overturning police vehicles, looting, and starting fires in and around the stadium. The damage was extensive, totaling an estimated $600,000. This chaotic night remains one of the most infamous moments in rock concert history. Number 2. Stage collapse at the Indiana State Fair.
Oh.
At the 2011 Indiana State Fair, a horrific incident occurred during a concert by country duo Sugarland, leading to multiple deaths and injuries.
It's horrible.
The crowd of 12,000 people had gathered to see the performance, despite warnings from the National Weather Service about severe thunderstorms approaching.
We need the National Weather Service.
Attendees were alerted to the bad weather and advised on where to seek shelter. However, the concert proceeded, and just moments before Sugarland was set to take the stage, strong gusts of wind caused the stage structure to collapse. 7 people lost their lives, and 58 others were injured in the disaster. The incident led to the cancellation of Sugarland's next performance and a public memorial held in honor of the victims. An investigation into the collapse revealed that the stage's concrete foundation had not been properly secured, causing the structure to shift dangerously. In the wake of the disaster, it was decided that temporary roof structures would no longer be used for stages at future concerts, and all performances would move to safer locations. The event remains a sobering reminder of the importance of ensuring proper safety measures for large crowds. Number 1. Pyrotechnic disaster on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
I thought they were going to bring up like Woodstock '99 and the Vegas, like the Las Vegas shooting.
Comedy Hour, but their performance was overshadowed by an accidental pyrotechnic disaster. The band was known for their wild antics, which often included smashing guitars and other forms of chaos. However, for their TV appearance, drummer Keith Moon took things a step further by secretly bribing a crew member to load his drum kit with explosives. The amount of explosives placed in the drums far exceeded what was necessary for the intended effect. When Moon kicked over the drum at the end of their performance, a massive explosion went off, sending a huge white flash throughout the stage. The blast knocked Moon backward, singed guitarist Pete Townshend's hair, and destroyed a camera and monitor. Townshend, who was standing right in front of the drum, was left temporarily deaf. A condition he later attributed to the blast. The explosion was so powerful that it became a moment of rock history, though it also marked the beginning of Townshend's long battle with hearing loss and tinnitus, making it a sobering reminder of the potential dangers of excessive pyrotechnics in live performances. How can we make live music safer for everyone? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.
That was an interesting video. There are a few that I'm surprised they left out, like the what was it, the Route 81 festival in Vegas. Was that what it was called? The country festival where the mass shooting happened from the Mandalay Bay, and like 50 people were killed and like over 100 or something were injured, and it was really tragic and really scary. That was like a huge, one of the biggest like thing that we've had happen at a concert, at least here. And then of course Woodstock '99 turned into a big riot, which is so crazy. But yeah, that was really interesting. I like interesting videos like that. I like that they kind of condense the information for me, because sometimes I have trouble paying attention. But that was really interesting. That was good. I will link the original video in the comments so you guys can go follow that channel. And if you guys like videos like this, leave suggestions in the comments on what you'd like me to watch next. Songs, videos, anything interesting, happy, sad, anything dark, morbid, I'll watch it. Nothing gross. Nothing like, no like bodily horror. Like I get very queasy and sick and I can't watch certain things. But like if you want me to watch something about like prison, I worked at a prison, I could do that. Weather, I can do that. History, I can do that. Art, anything. Music, art, like interesting like things like exploring places, cave diving, mountain climbing, like anything. I literally love watching everything. And once I can figure out how to like edit and make longer videos and like do all, because I use my phone a lot. I'm just a broke bitch. Okay, listen, I'm a brokey. I just have a laptop. So once I figure out how to like edit movies more easily on my laptop, then I'll start doing movie reactions, and then I can upload a lot of those over to Patreon, because I don't have much to upload to Patreon right now, but I will. So if you guys would like to start seeing movies, let me know in the comments. Leave a little movie camera or whatever, and yeah, I'll see what I can do about that, and leave me some movies you might want me to watch. I'm a big movie buff, so I've seen a lot of them. But yeah, okay, well, thanks for being here, guys. I'm gonna go. I have dialysis in a few hours, so I'm gonna go get like a little nap before I have to go. I will just see you in my next video. Okay, love you, bye!